This is Sway.
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 In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Shake that fire.
Wake your fuck ass up.
Crust on shot.
Poverty, that's all a minor stroke. But I'm on the mend, bouncing back.
Well, you don't look very bouncy to me. Who knows?
No one, and no one can know, especially the Queen. What? I have promised her that the country will always have a healthy man in charge.
But you can't just hide it from her. And what about the meeting with Eisenhower in Washington?
Alas, since I have been refused permission to fly, I am left with no option.
To postpone it?
Are you mad? The Russian situation could not be more delicately poised, nor more needing of my influence. No. We have to get Eisenhower here.
Yeah, man. See, you know how much of a history buff I am, Heather B.
I do know that.
And I love these period pieces. And this series is called The Crown. And you just heard an excerpt from that. And that voice was the voice of our good friend, John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Playing the one and only Sir Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill.
Hey.
That was me.
Yeah, that was you, right? A British statesman. And he won the Nobel Peace. Did he win?
Yeah,
Nope.
no, not the Peace
The Peace
Prize.
Prize.
The prize for literature of all things.
Prize for literature.
Yeah.
And John is here, man. Give him a big round of applause. Citizen
Yeah.
Sway in the morning. Man, it's a
Yeah.
Netflix series.
A Netflix series coming on November 4th. So here I am to tell you about it.
Yeah, man. And is this your first Netflix experience?
Yeah.
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 So you're a Netflix virgin.
Well, most of us are Netflix virgins. They've
Yeah.
only been at it for a couple of years.
Yeah, man. So what are the differences from TV to Netflix to big screen for you? Or does it
I don't know.
not matter?
It felt like just movie making. We were working in London at Elstree Studios where they did Star Wars and The King's Speech. There are all these enormous billboards of great classic movies. And we were working in the first two episodes directed by Stephen Daldry, twice nominated film director. And it was just really high class filmmaking. And you see the film. I just saw the first two episodes for the first time a couple of days ago in a theater on a big screen with big sound and Hans Zimmer's soundtrack. And this was movie making. I mean, it was like the most thrilling movie I've seen in years.
Wow. So that is beautiful that having worked in this field for so long, to still be able to be thrilled by the work.
Yeah. Well,
right?
this was an unusual experience. A scary experience. I mean, I was working with about 40 of the best London theater actors there are, and I was the only American. I didn't even hear an American accent for about 8 months, and I was playing the ultimate Englishman.
Yeah.
Arguably the most famous
Brit of all time.
Brit of the 20th century.
Yeah, that's what they say, right?
But I just, I'm reckless.
Did they crap on your accent, or they said you nailing it?
They had more confidence in me than I had in myself. The most wonderful people, and I did have a terrific dialect coach, a man named William Conacher, who spent as much time with them as he spent with me, because the accents, especially the royal accents of the early 1950s, are just as different from the English accents of today as my American is from Winston Churchill. So we all had work to do.
You all have work to do. And this story is about Queen Elizabeth, which number? The second.
When she was young.
When she was young.
Yeah. And the big crisis of the monarchy in 1952, when George VI died and at the age of 56. And suddenly this young woman of only 25 years old was quickly elevated to the crown.
Wow. So do we hear, are there any never before heard scandals that we're going to see in this?
You've heard a bit about them.
Yeah.
But she had a very rambunctious younger sister, Princess Margaret, played by by the way, I have to shout out these actors. Claire Foy plays Elizabeth II. And Vanessa Kirby plays her younger sister, Margaret, who was quite notorious and well known in the 50s and 60s. And they had a sort of feverish sibling rivalry. Inevitably, the younger sister was jealous of the older one because
Yeah.
she was queen. But that's one of about a dozen just fascinating strands of story to this, because these are amazing characters. Elizabeth's husband, Philip,
Yeah.
who has become a kind of royal joke over the years, the butt of a lot of satire. He was this kind of reckless European playboy who was looking forward to about 30 years of just being married to a princess. Suddenly, he's married to a queen, and it's like his young manhood has been completely taken away from him in an instant. This is an actor named Matt Smith. This series will turn him into a star. He's just magnificent.
He's that great at it. Hey, but wouldn't that be like the ultimate accomplishment if you're a gigolo to like marry a queen? Like, where do you go from there?
Yeah,
Right?
that's right.
It's the ultimate come up, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but at a certain point, you're just carrying her gloves. I mean, what a come down for him.
Top. Bitch.
I'll take it. I got to watch some of the episodes last night, and
Yeah.
I cheated. I skipped to your episode specifically. But in these period pieces, especially this one, there's so much work that goes into getting the clothes right, the automobiles, like the settings and everything. So how much pre-production work actually goes into before you start filming?
Oh, they had been working a long time before I came along. But even at that, we had a good couple of weeks of rehearsal, which is fairly unusual for something like this. And I worked with this great costume designer, Michelle Clapton, who she's won, I think, 5 Emmy Awards for Game of Thrones. She's just a genius. And
Yeah.
I'm not at all like Churchill, but I certainly was when she got through with me. We spent 2 days just getting my fat suit right. I'm 6'4" and 225 pounds. Churchill was 5'7" and 225 pounds.
Oh.
So somehow or other, they made you forget the real Churchill when you look at me. I don't know how they did it. And a wonderful makeup artist named Ivana Primorik, who did surprisingly little. Unfortunately, I'm beginning to look like a 75-year-old medicine ball.
No, come on, man. John, come on, John, man.
So,
John,
we didn't have to do that much work.
John Lithgow is here. 888-742-3345.
Yeah, John, speaking of work, you see we have a whole list here of everything that you've done, all your accolades and different. Is it something that you want to do, like maybe be a rapper in a movie or something to come back
I
career?
would be scared to do that. But, I only really like to do the things I'm scared of, so you never know.
Never know, right?
I'll work on it.
Okay.
You know what?
Freestyle together.
Let's go to the store. Let's go to a song, and then maybe Heather can help you write a rap real quick. And it'll be the first time. That's coming back. Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. All right. Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. John Lithgow is here. Winston Churchill, if you will, in the new series, The Crown, on Netflix. Season 1 premieres Friday, November 4th. Make sure you check it out. Also, The Accountant is out too.
Yeah.
That's a number one movie, right?
Number one movie.
Get it.
Congratulations.
Sadly, I'm not the number one role, but it's the number one movie.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to just throw that number one around.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
It still works. So Heather B asked a really great question about, you said, have you ever?
Because he's done so much, so many accolades, but like, what's next? What excites you? Maybe what scares you? What would you like to do? I said, maybe try your hand at rapping, maybe be a comeback rapper in one of these movies or something. And you said,
I said, I'm terrified.
Which is a good
Do it
thing.
here. We want to do it right now.
Have
Heather
you
B?
written
I
something
wrote you
for
a
me?
rap. Yeah, I wrote
Oh
you.
my God, look at this.
You want to give them the rhythm or just let them go?
Go,
Let him
you
freestyle.
better give me some rhythm because I got none. Right.
Oh, that's gonna be
My
fire.
name is John Lithgow, but you can call me JL. Been in this game for years, so I got stories to tell. I can speak it all down. That's how I get down. JL the King. So on November 4th, watch The Crown.
One take. One take.
We got a hyena up in
I'm not sure I was on the beat, but
No more
God,
racist excuses,
who
man.
wrote this?
that was good.
Well done.
Oh,
Well
thank
done.
you.
I'm taking you everywhere.
All right, thank you. I'll come, John.
Heather B, y'all gonna form a group, man. We got Diesel on the line from Tennessee. Good morning, Diesel. Hello, how are you?
Good morning, crew. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Say hello to John. You have a question?
Yeah, I do, John. big fan of yours for years, and I think one of the things that are most underrated about you is your ability to play bad guys extremely well. I think you played a very calculated bad guy in the movie Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Played an unhinged bad guy in the movie Ricochet.
Yeah.
And then, believe it or not, kind of played a kind of a corporate thug in the movie Santa Claus the Movie. So
Yep.
I guess my question is which one of those was probably the most fun to play, and how was it playing off of Denzel Washington and Sylvester Stallone?
Well, Denzel, both of them were great. Denzel, I worked with him twice, and we've become really great friends. He's a terrific actor. As you know, he's quite a theater actor too, which is where I came from. And Stallone, I got to do a huge fight with Stallone at the end of Cliffhanger, on the belly of that helicopter, sort of strapped to the side of a mountain. And if you're going to do a knockdown, drag out fight in the movies, Stallone is the one you want to do it with.
Hell yeah.
Really? You can never hit him hard enough to suit him, but I'll tell you my best time playing a villain was on Dexter. The serial killer, the Trinity killer on Dexter.
Awesome show.
But when I play the villain, I just think of them as the hero.
You think of the villain as the hero.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But thanks for asking that question, Diesel.
Hey, Diesel, thanks. Appreciate your call. You're a citizen.
A sway in the morning.
John,
Thank you so much.
No problem, man.
we had Boris Kojo on the show yesterday. We had a really interesting conversation with him, and he was saying how in the acting world, you can never take a sick day because the entire production doesn't want to highlight insurance, to make up for that one day. So I'm wondering, because you have such a thick collection of work that you've done, was there ever a challenging day where you're like, damn, I wish I took a sick day from set?
There was a scene in Dexter, speaking of Dexter, where I was beat up in an alley, and they hired a really good actor for just that night. He was the guy who had to beat me up, and he could not contain himself. He was enthusiastic, and he beat the crap out of me. And I woke up in the morning, not because of that, but with double pneumonia. I was so miserable that night, feeling so sick and being kicked in the ribs. And I would say that was the one time, there's that ridiculous phrase, the show must go on. That was the night I disagreed with that. But I would say, I don't know. I've missed a few theater performances in my day, but I've never made a movie come to a halt.
Okay.
You keep mentioning these fight scenes, like with Stallone. And that guy.
Yeah.
Like what? Like, do you wear padding or something, or are you
Right.
really taking something? You get a double.
Well, you rely on stunt doubles. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't lie to you and say I did all my stunts.
Okay, I appreciate that, John. you would ruin my whole image of you if you lied to me right now, especially after that rap you just kicked. Man. All right,
But we got a game we want to do with him.
we got a game.
Oh yeah.
We prepared especially for you.
Yeah, it's called Knowledge of Self.
Oh boy.
Why don't you remind our audience who you are and what you do?
Pop quiz, hot shot. It's now time for knowledge of self. On Sway in the morning.
You don't know shit.
So what I did was I pulled a couple of lines from movies that you've starred in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you have to figure out which ones they are.
Oh, you're stumping me. Trivia.
Exactly.
Lithgow trivia.
Exactly. All right, let's start off with an easy one.
Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
My God, I have no idea what that was. I have no idea. I never spoke those words. That was Kelsey Grammer.
No.
That's the easy one, right?
That was Footloose.
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 Oh my God.
Yeah, come on, man. That's one of
How
your
great.
biggest-
Hey, I sounded great in that.
You delivered that line.
All right, hope this is getting easier. Number 2.
May I pass along my congratulations for your great interdimensional breakthrough?
That's Buckaroo Banzai.
Correct.
Lord John Wharfen, also known as Dr. Lizardo. Laugh while you can, monkey boy.
Monkey boy.
I've been called a lot of things in this life. All right, number 3.
Actually, you know who I delivered that line to? Jonathan Banks.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Call Me Saul.
Yeah. Okay.
Breaking Bad.
Everybody was in Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, everybody.
Yeah.
That was one great show. Anyway, what's the next?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Next clip.
It's the purest plutonium in the universe. Pretty, isn't it?
Is that Manhattan Project?
You are correct.
All right. That
Wow.
was a tough one.
You know you.
Boy, you really, you know how to stump a man.
Yes, I did some digging. Number 4.
You've got about 5 seconds before those guys are in your face. And what do you think you look like, killer?
You've done it again. I have no idea.
Want to hear it again?
Yeah, let me hear it again.
Play it back.
You've got about 5 seconds before those guys are in your face. And what do you think you look like, killer?
Is that Raising Cain?
Correct.
Whoa!
Wow.
I didn't remember it. That was a wild guess.
Yes, okay. We got
All right.
Wow.
One more. John Lithgow.
Killing the game.
I'm not the monster here. You are.
Ah, my
The rest of
favorite.
that fairy tale trash poisoning my perfect world.
That was Lord Farquaad in Shrek.
Yes.
I'm not the monster here. You
Torture in the gingerbread man.
Yeah, I can get the recent ones, but boy, you go back into the dim, misty youth, and I'm gone.
Well, John, congratulations. Continued success.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sure we'll see you back on this show soon with another
so.
project.
Well, I got a great project that I'm going to tell you about next time called Trial and Error on NBC. We're doing it right now as a mid-season replacement. It'll be out early in next year. I'm traveling exactly the route with the same kind of show as a little thing I did about 20 years ago called Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh,
This is going to be so funny. You'll love it. You'll love it, and I'll come here and talk to you about it.
Okay, you promise?
nice.
I promise.
All right, and we'll write you another rap. All right?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, The Crown Season 1 premiere Friday, November 4th on Netflix. He's playing Winston Churchill. Make sure you check it out. John, thanks for coming by, brother.
That's right. It's the
All
best.
the time,
The best.
all the
You're
time,
the best.
man. Sway in the morning. We got
Thank
Celebrity
you.
Wire up next.
Yeah, and Foxy Brown is throwing shade at Lil Kim.
Shade 4-5.
It's Sway in the morning. Only
On Shade 45.